Hello, hello, hello. I appreciate everybody being with us tonight. I am Nathan Bomber Brown, joining you tonight for a post-draft sort of decompress. I know a lot of people want to talk about stuff. Shedeur Sanders obviously wants to talk. Let me get that BYU post-game thing off of there. Let's talk NFL draft. We don't have a lot of extra stuff we have to go into tonight, but I'm going to post the link in a little bit if you want to join the show. Just click the hyperlink in the comment section and it will bring you on. And as long as you're nice and you don't turn into a jackass, we can have a conversation and talk about your team and what they did in the draft. Just for my business and my piece, you can't tell, but I'm a Seahawks fan. So I'm going to talk a little Seahawks today, but really, I think everybody's going to want to talk Shedeur Sanders. I'm okay with that. You guys, if you want to talk about it, that's cool too. But we can absolutely go to your team and focus on your draft picks if you like. Whatever you want to do, it's kind of a show for you guys, and I wanted to try to break that out. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, subscribe to this show on YouTube. If you're on X, jump over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. College Football Mafia Network, and this is Bombers Blitz. This is my show, and yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I see Jeff Fuller checking in. Good to see you, Jeff. Long time no see. I appreciate it. Do you want to come on the show, Jeff? I'll absolutely shoot you the link if you want to join me. Let's talk. Oh, okay, let's jump right into it. Let's go through these one at a time. I'm going to create a banner for each one of these things. Let's talk Jalen Milroe. Okay. Uh, he, in my opinion, was the best at that position for the Seattle Seahawks. In my opinion, they are 1 or 2 years away anyway. But I love what the Seahawks did in the draft overall. Jalen Milroe is one of those guys that can grow into the position. We got pros in front of him, and I definitely think that he's somebody that Seattle can do stuff with. If you're a Seahawks fan, you have a question about the Seahawks, jump into the comment section, and I will try to answer those. This is sort of ad hoc, right? It's just me. I am losing my voice. I'm getting sick, but we're going to go as long as I can talk. Okay, that's where we're going to be at. Clint Moses has joined the show. He's saying Damian Martinez wants a beef. Yeah, I mean, look, they go to Oregon State to train these guys up, and unfortunately, they're like now a farm team for some of these bigger brands out in college football. I hate it. Every Beaver fan knows I hate it, but that's what they've turned into, and unfortunately, they're a stepping stone for these players, and it sucks to be in that position. I would say some of the brands in the Big 12 are the exact same. Certainly, there are some in the ACC that are in that position, and it sucks. There's no doubt about it. I think this is awesome because John's come on to me. I am a Cam Chancellor. I came this close to getting his signature on something, but he got pulled away for something else at a Seahawks game. Guy was an ultimate pro, did everything right, and honestly, if his back issues hadn't come up, he would have been on the list for the greatest strong safeties in the history of the NFL. So thank you very much for the shout out, John. I really appreciate that. You guys keep giving your comments to me. I just want to let everybody know. I usually go through regular comments, then member comments. Join the College Football Mafia Network, and you will have yourself on that list as a Mafia member. And let me bring up what our page looks like and how you guys can become something that, we're growing. This College Football Mafia is a big deal. We've been here almost 3 years in social media, two years on Twitter. On YouTube, and we're here to stay. So this is what our page looks like. These are our live video section. Everybody has access to these, but the one I want to focus on is these membership videos. If you are a college football fanatic, these are the private videos you're going to want to sign up for. You become a member of the College Football Mafia family, and you will immediately have access to these videos. You can see where we're at. Crowning the ideal Big Ten candidates. That's realignment, baby. Carolina Reaper, that's all about North Carolina, what they need to do to take the step up into a Big Ten or the SEC, and it just goes down the list. If you're an ACC or Big 12 fan, all kinds of videos available for you. And I just really want to shout that out. Now, right now we're doing NFL. So if you're watching right now on X, certainly that's cool. I appreciate you watching. Your comments will be pop up just like everybody else's. But I'd appreciate if you jump over to YouTube, look at the scroller at the bottom. It'll tell you how to get to our main page, College Football Mafia on YouTube, and hit that subscribe button. All right. I'm just going to start going through things. I'm not going to bring anything to the table. I'm doing this for you guys, giving you a chance to sort of shout out. Just as a banner, I am going to say right here, what happened to Shedeur Sanders? Okay, I'm going to start with that. It's shocking where he ended up. I'm going to put that right there. I don't know what to do with it. I know what everybody's saying with Shedeur, but man, oh man, that's trouble. It's absolute trouble. And let's talk about the different pieces. I'm going to put the invite button here. If you want to join the show and talk to me so I don't have to talk all this time, please do that. Hit that link I just put in the comment section. Join the show. I'll bring you on and we'll talk about whatever your favorite topic is. So I'm going to lead with Shedeur for a couple minutes. Then I'm going to go to your comments and we'll just that'll be how the show goes. Super chats always get read. Even if I lose my voice, we'll get a super chat out. And then member videos, member comments, I will flag first to be brought out in general comments. All right. So let's get into this. Let's start with Shedeur for 2 minutes. I don't have my timer. I'm still asking Moen for that. But for 2 minutes, we're going to talk to Shedeur. I'm looking at my timer. I understand what happened from a, wow, I saw it. Now I get it. From a talent perspective, I hate to say it, and I know I'm a BYU homer. I'm admitted BYU. You can see it right back here. BYU fan. It looks to me like that final game footage in the Alamo Bowl was brutal. Absolutely brutal for Shedeur Sanders. I have no other way to put it. It came out really bad. BYU exposed all of his deficiencies, and there are several. He does a lot of checkdowns, 74% completion percentage, but those are on flanker fly type calls or screens. Between the numbers, but only 8 yards down the field. Now he was able to stretch the field with Travis Hunter. Did that several times. Did that even in the bowl game against BYU. But man, that's a brutal take. It's absolutely hardcore. And I think what BYU did is cost him millions and millions of dollars. Now, next minute, I've got one more minute. Let's talk about his draft behavior. Didn't want to talk to about roughly half of the league. Said, nah, not really interested. Put out all of his feelers in social media that he wants to go to a few brands, right? The fall to land with Cleveland. And all I'm going to say is Cleveland took a pick that I don't understand at all. They got Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. What are they doing with Shedeur? He's going to be a sideshow, backup of a backup. They have 5 quarterbacks in Cleveland. I have no idea what they're thinking when it goes to that. So pre-draft behavior, I think cost them millions as well. So that's my take on Shedeur. Let's get to a lot of your comments. All right. So I'm not talking so much about myself. And again, click that link that I just posted. I'll post it one more time. If you're on X, hit that link. You can join me. You don't have to turn on your camera. Just come on and talk for a few minutes. Help me out with topics. That'd be great. All right. Jan Hulk checking in. Good to see you, Jan. Thank you very much from Slovenia, so everybody knows. I'm happy with my team draft pick. Hope you are too. And I asked him what his team is, and he says the Eagles. I think the Philadelphia Eagles had a very good draft. Again, I think they did a wonderful job. Jeff Fulber checking in, saying, "Sup, Bomber? Good to see you, Jeff. I'm sorry you can't join the show. Always appreciate your takes. I'm not sure what your NFL team is, Jeff. Let me know and let's talk about them. I'd love to see who, being a BYU/Alabama fan is kind of bipolar, but it works. Jan Hulk says, Bomber, your opinion on Milroe? I already gave it. Let's see here. Clint Moses, Damian Martinez, wants beef. Where did he turn out? Let's see. Let me look for Damian Martinez. I'm not sure where he landed. Clint, can you tell me where he landed? I'm not sure. Already did Jeff Boxleiter. Clint asked her earlier, how about the fullback in Seattle? I love a fullback. I love the running offense and the lockdown defense. We should have had 2 Super Bowls in Seattle. Let's go to it. It's a winning strategy. I want to be on it. Stephen Vitt checking in. Ohio Bobcats in the house. 49ers took Curtis Rourke in the 7th round. Former Bobcat Hoosier made it. Going to give you a clap for Curtis Rourke. That's awesome, Stephen. Thanks for checking in. 49ers, hate them, obviously. I don't have a draft grade on San Francisco quite yet. I probably will next week. But they had a lot of holes. And I don't like their quarterback, so whatever. Ryan Willie, teams didn't want to deal with Dion. I don't know if you've been following me on Twitter, but my hashtag has been, in regards to dealing with Shedeur, is Prime U. So hashtag Prime U. That would be Coach Prime University, and I don't think you ever get away from that. So he is good wherever he ends up. It's going to be a sideshow for probably more than 1 year. And to have it happen in Cleveland, of all places, Cleveland and the New York Jets, where quarterbacks go to die, absolutely die. I don't know. It's crazy, though. Thank you, Ryan. Great to see you. Appreciate your membership in the Mafia family. Shedeur inflated stats are misleading. Don't blame the O-line. See you play. Calling was suspect. Horrible record versus ranked teams. And above 500. Absolutely true. Every one of those things is absolutely true. Let's see. We'll keep going. Almighty Finn checking in. Good to see you, Finn. What's up, Bomber? Where are the tears for Shiloh? He didn't get drafted. That's a joke. Shedeur Sanders was never going to get drafted. I guarantee you he was not on one draft board. Not one. Talk about a circus. I mean, that's just nuts. Airspace, welcome to the show. I appreciate you being here. Make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let me know how I'm doing. Steve, the Browns are better known as the Clowns. Yeah, that's to go to Cleveland. I mean, that is just insane. And here, Clint Moses catches me up. Went to the Seahawks. Must have been, 6th or 7th round, obviously. I love that. Damian Martinez is a fantastic athlete, and I love to see him. Love to see him in Seattle. Stayed in the Northwest. That's great to see. Okay, so we have no more comments. I'm going to post a link again. If you're on X, feel free to click this link in the comment section and join me, and let's talk about your team and your draft. I'm not here to talk the whole time. I'm trying to give you guys an outlet. You want to get your message out, complain or crow about what your team has done, let's do that. Let's absolutely do that. Or we can continue to talk about Shedeur, and I'd rather not do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another banner until somebody joins me. I got nothing else to talk about. So let's go top of the NFL draft. Let's just go down from the very top and see what you guys think of the NFL draft. Top of the NFL draft. Let's just rank them. Go right down. I'll leave my picture on there. You guys can read that. It's big enough. So we're going to start with Cameron Ward. Bang. I love that pick. I think it's a fantastic pick. And anybody who was saying otherwise, I don't know what they're talking about. Honestly, I don't know what they're talking about. So I'm going to agree with that. Cameron Ward, number 1. Travis Hunter, again, top of the draft went pretty chalk, to be honest. New York Giants get Abdul Carter. That's a fantastic pick. 3, I think it's right on for the draft points. If they would have traded out of that, it would have been a second, a future first, and a lot of others. But that's a good pick for the Giants, who are rebuilding. New England Patriots, Will Campbell. He's coming off an injury, right? If I'm right, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. He's coming off an injury, so I think it's a great pick. But is it a reach? Right? If he's coming off that injury, somebody correct me in the comments if he's not coming off of some sort of injury, and we will talk about that as well. More comments have come in. John Boxleitner, Shedeur Sanders just went to Tampa for he's not going to make that team. If he makes that team, I will be shocked. In my opinion, call me on it later on Twitter. I'm happy to own it. In my opinion, Shiloh going to going to Tampa Bay is a PR stunt. It's all a PR stunt. They want the social media interactions, right? There's no bad PR. Isn't that the axiom? There's no bad PR. Shedeur Sanders going to Tampa Bay has to be a social media stunt, in my opinion. He'll get cut in the last round of cuts. Buffs suck. Buffs suck. Sorry, Buffs suck. I don't think that. Shedeur Waldo, 5th round. Sanders is going to be a UFL Saturday player. Boy, that's rough. That's rough. I think he makes the practice squad. Maybe is a 3rd string on an active roster for at least a half part of the season. Well, let's say there's 17 games now, 18 games, whatever it is. I think that's probably, at least a quarter of the season, and then he might make up. No, I don't know. Getting to 2nd string, that's a stretch. I don't know if he sees the field. I want somebody to have recorded what was going on in that draft room on their cell phone, and then secretly publish it. That had to be an owner's pick. That's all I can say. We'll get back to Shedeur. Ryan Willie, valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. $5 super chat. Read all super chats. Packers own the Bears. Green Bay fan, obviously Wisconsin in the house. Green Bay knows how to party. In my opinion, Green Bay's draft A. I don't go on Twitter. I appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you very much. And I know you don't go on Twitter. I know that. I will have to look at Green Bay's draft. I haven't looked to see draft grades. I won't get into this now. I don't want to guess. But if I know Green Bay, they have usually really good drafts. So I'm just going to default and say you're right, Ryan. I'll just agree with you and say you're right. Let's see. Another one for Buffs suck. Ding dong didn't believe, or he would have bought plane tickets for Green Bay. Wow. Okay. Let's keep going. Top of the draft. Will Campbell, Mason Graham, Cleveland again. Cleveland could have had, imagine this. Green Bay could have had, and I'm sure on some draft board everybody thought, Travis Hunter and Shedeur. There was a world they could have had both of those. And I've already put it on Twitter. Bookmark it, screenshot it, whatever you want to do. I think Deion Sanders is coaching the Cleveland Browns next year. Yep, I said it. I'm on record. Deion Sanders will be coaching the Cleveland Browns next year. Unless they go to and get into the playoffs this year, which I would be stunned if that happens. BYU football, Shonsky, good to have you here, man. Thank you for joining. That's a College Football Mafia staple as a member. We appreciate it. What's up, everyone? It's good to see you. But suck again. You the man. Okay. Not sure which article I said or what thing I said, but Austin Genty, I think that might be the best pick of the first round. There is another one I have later down, but Austin Genty is going to be a stud NFL player. Cam Scattaboo is going to be good for a year or two, but he's got too much wear and tear, which is why he fell to the 4th round. That's my opinion. I'm not a draft guy, right? You don't have to listen to me. I'm just telling you right now. Genty is a win no matter where he went, and Cam Scattaboo is going to be hot and then die off, unfortunately. Does anybody remember who was the fullback at Tampa Bay that won the Super Bowl? Who was that? Mike Allstott was a fullback, and he runs just like Cam Scattaboo, who's going in, I believe, as a 1 RB. So I don't know. Time will tell. The Jets picked Armand Membu out of Missouri. Don't know anything about him. Got nothing to say. Unless somebody has a comment about those guys, I won't talk about them. Tetaroa McMillan. What do you guys think about that? Obviously, I'm a Big 12 guy. What do you guys think about that Tetaroa McMillan pick? Coming off an injury, had surgery. He's a Spider-Man, can catch the ball anywhere. His catch radius is ridiculous. Was the second best receiver in the draft. I totally agree with that. What do you think? Is that a reach? Is that right? In my opinion, 8 is too high. I thought Seattle might pick him at 18 or 16, whatever Seattle was. I think that's a reach. He's going to be good, but those wide receivers coming off from injuries, I don't know. If you're an Arizona fan, I know you're going to hate me, but that's just my opinion. Haven't seen him play quite a bit last year. Right? That's just my opinion. Kelvin Banks Jr. Oh gosh, he's a fantastic player to Texas. He is going to be there a long time. He's going to be offensive tackle, and he's going to play years, maybe decades, if he stays healthy. He is fantastic. He's going to overperform, I think. Let's see. Colston Loveland, Chicago Bears tight end. I don't rate tight ends. He'll probably be good. 10 is pretty high for a tight end, but I don't know. Michael Williams, edge, Georgia. That guy has a motor. San Francisco picked him up. I was pissed that they picked him up because they're in the same range now with Seattle. He's going to be good for a long time. Michael Williams is a fantastic pick. Let's get to more comments. Let's see here where I'm at. Let's see. I'll get to that one in a bit. Get to that one in a bit. That one in a bit. Let's get to some new ones. Rob Ellen, good to see you. We got Clemson Tigers in the house. Rob Ellen, not a Cowboys fan, but let's go Philip Maffa next year. I don't know. Tell me about him, Rob. I'm going to post the link. Anybody wants to join the show live right now with me, click on that link, join. You don't have to turn on your camera, and let's go. Let's talk about your drafts. I honestly don't know much about him, Rob. If you can fill me in, I will read your post. Just put it in the comment section. Absolutely, I'll put it up there. I don't have an opinion on him. I'm sorry. Let's keep going. Tyler Booker, Alabama. What else is there to say? Miami Dolphins, Kenneth Grant. Again, that defense from 2 years ago at Michigan was lights out. So I'm going to say that's a win as well. Let's get off here. Let's get to some more comments. I'll get to that in a bit. Stephen Vitt says the Browns exist to win headlines, not games. Yeah, they were on Hard Knocks, right? Twice. I think they've been on, maybe only once. The Haslams are almost as bad as Art Modell. Oh my gosh, Art Modell. Yikes. If you can remember Art Modell, I feel sorry for you. I remember him. Talk to me. New in the house. Make sure you subscribe, brother. I'm glad you're here. I'm losing my voice, but I appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and subscribe on YouTube too. I appreciate it. They will let anybody have their own podcast. I said some delusional takes. All the comments are just as naive. All right, talk to me. I love this when people come in and let's talk. I'll talk to anybody. Come on and tell me what I'm oblivious about. Let's have a conversation. It's easy to be what? Two things. It's easy to be anonymous, right? Easy to be anonymous and easy to just hang around in the comment section. If you feel I'm that lost, join the show. I'll talk to you right now. Tell me where I'm delusional. And I'm telling you right now, you're obviously new around here. I'm going to give you a little bit benefit of the doubt, but in my opinion, my viewers are the smartest viewers in all of YouTubery. And yeah, anybody can get a show. Go ahead, set one up. I'll come on and talk to you. You can set me up with a bunch of crazy questions. I'm happy to. I don't run from anybody, brother. So appreciate your comment, though. Thank you. Almighty Finn again. Hey, Bomber, is Travis Hunter a wide receiver that will play little DB, or is he a DB that will play wide receiver? He will play both. He's a DB. And he's going to play like Dion did, wide receiver. He's going to be doing specials, end arounds. He might even come in and throw the ball. But I know he wants to start at wide receiver. That's tough for me. I think he might run wide receiver routes, number one routes. But in my opinion, he's a special wide receiver. Let's see. DB is where he is magic. Everybody knows him. Let's see here. Shonsky, Bomb3r, did anyone from BYU get their name called? Nope. For the third time in 10 years. That's got to change. Shonsky, absolutely has to change. We've got guys in the building that are going to do it now, but it's definitely a bad thing. No doubt about it. All right. Let me get to some more of these starred comments then. But Sanders to the Browns. I don't know what the Browns are doing. They picked Gabriel at 3. QB problems from day one. Yeah, it's a mess. That's all there is to it. Stephen Vitt, Shedeur just isn't that good. I'm going to pause here in a minute. I'm going to try to find the video of Seattle. BYU taking him to task in the Alamo Bowl, and it was not pretty. Jan Hope, he thought he would be a top 3 pick and didn't want to talk to others, and NFL teams hate that. Yeah, there was some attitude issues. There's no doubt about it. And the Browns took him, and Dylan Gabriel, the Browns are a circus. Yes. More people have brought the Browns. I knew that was going to happen. But I think the Browns made good trade for future number 1 pick and second with Jacksonville for the second over. Yeah, I agree. Next year, the Browns are going to be good. 2026, well, they're going to have a good draft if they know what they're doing. But, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Let me get back here. Ryan Willie, DJU to the Chargers. Is that right? Is that where he went? Okay. He regressed at Florida State. That was so bad. I don't know. I wouldn't have drafted him. Was that an unrestricted free agent pick, Ryan? Or did he get drafted? All right, that's an open question. We will go back and let's get to more individual players in the top of the draft. Miami Dolphins, Kenneth Grant. Michigan, I already talked about. Indianapolis Colts, Tyler Warren. But again, I don't talk about tight ends. Atlanta Falcons, Jalen Walker, Edge, Georgia. That's another win. Anytime you can get a defensive lineman out of Georgia, you don't have to say anything about it. Arizona Cardinals, Walter Nolan, defensive tackle. Mississippi, he had good stats. Walter Nolan did. He played well, but there's a reason he wasn't in the top 5, top 10. So I think he will come in and affect the defensive game plan immediately. But will he start from the start? I don't know. Maybe. Going to the Bengals, they have a pretty good defensive line. So we'll have to see. Gray Zabel, guard, North Dakota State, Seattle. What am I going to say? Fantastic pick. It was a chalk pick. It's exactly where Seattle had him rated. In fact, Seattle had him rated higher, but they figured he wasn't going to go anywhere sooner, so they took him. He's going to be there a long time. That's a win, Seattle pick. All right, let's get to some more comments here. I'll work backwards. Thanks, Boomer. I've been golfing all day. I was hoping Batty would get called. Yeah, me too. He did do unrestricted free agent. Check Twitter, Shonsky. He signed with somebody. I can't remember what it was. But wherever Tyler Batty goes, he's going to make the roster. And something else you can clip out and hold me on later. Buffs suck. Not one player for BYU was an NFL talent, and they walked Shedeur 60 minutes in the Alamo Bowl. Is why Sanders is a 5th round selection. Yeah, I've already said what I've said about where Seattle was. That's struck. Evidently, DJU was an unrestricted free agent pick, so he wasn't drafted. Hey, Bomber, do you have a favorite NBA team? Yeah, Seattle Supersonics. So I'm in hiatus right now. I'm not an NBA guy. The NBA has become, in my opinion, it's become a one of those leagues that just exist to exhibition league. In my opinion, that's where the NBA is. It's fallen so far. Yeah, this is not an NBA show, but yeah, I won't watch it. If they got the Sonics back, I will go back. Let's get to some more comments. I want to see if there's any others. From Ryan Willie, if Deion won't go to Dallas, there's no way he goes to the Mistake by the Lake. Yeah, I don't know. Did everybody see that Deion tweet from 2018 where he said Cleveland was the worst place for a quarterback to go, and he wouldn't let any of his kids go there? I might have that. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I have that. I might have that tweet. Give me 1 second here. I know I saved it. Let's see. Dion's quote right here. Greg Flugar is actually the one that I'm stealing the reference from. This is just brutal. I'm sorry, but this is what the Browns have done. Love what the Browns have done. This is 2018, of course. This offseason. But if I'm young QB, ain't no way I'm going to Cleveland. I would pull an Eli Manning if possible. I'm going to take that link, copy it, because I try to give credit where credit's due. I'll post that link. There you go. So what do you say, guys? Dion, the dad of Shedeur, obviously is saying, no way go to Cleveland. So that's brutal. That's the internet never forgets. That's what that is. Internet never forgets. All right, let's keep going. So Seattle, Emeka Egbuka, I mean, what is there to say about this guy? He is a catch machine. Absolute monster. And he's going to own the NFL, just like I'm not even going to say it, just like the last 4 who have been drafted in the first round from Ohio State as a wide receiver. He's going to dominate. I have no doubt about that. All right, let's get to some more comments. You guys keep giving them to me, so I'm going to read them. Steele Austin, good to see you, Steele. Draft result, obviously a valuable member of the Mafia family. Draft results just show it's a P2 world now. Anyone who thinks non-P2 can win a natty is simply mistaken. Talent gap between P2 and non-P2 is massive. Okay. There's nothing to argue against there, Steele. We're gonna have to have a show on this, Steele, and I don't know how we do it. Maybe we do it a different way between you and I. But this lack of acceptance of where you're at and then trying to promote to do better rather than just stand off on your own and be a sore thumb, I need to diagnose. I just don't get it. The world doesn't understand it. Everybody knows why you're doing it, and they all scoff. I don't know what's up with Utah, but all of the posts that I get from Utah fans are always talking other than where they currently are. We're going to have to diagnose that one day. But I appreciate your comment. I really do. Shonsky again, BYU threw 17 different looks at Sanders. He didn't know his ass from his head that night. BYU is going to be better on defense this year than last year. There's no doubt about it. BYU might have the number 1 or 2 defense in the Big 12 and maybe certainly be top 20 this next year. I'm pretty sure about it. All right, let's keep going. So Tyler Book, we're down here. Seahawks, Egbuka, cornerback Jahdae Barron. I didn't watch last year so much Texas, unfortunately, so I can't really comment except to say if he's taken in the top 20, he's pretty good. I'm just gonna take the first round of the NFL draft this year was pretty chalk. Let's be honest. Pretty straight up. Nothing to really talk about, to be honest. We are a half hour in. I'm going to put this banner away so you know how to get a hold of me. Make this smaller so I can take that away. We're half hour in. I'm going to probably go another 25 minutes. You guys are watching. If you're on X, follow the banner instructions at the bottom of the page. Go over to the College Football Mafia Network page on YouTube and subscribe. Help me out. Help my team out. Trying to get to 5,000 subs by the end of the summer. We will get there. The more shows we do like this, you guys will appreciate, and they will be down there, I promise you. So follow me on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, turn on your notifications, and then consider becoming a member of the College Football Mafia family. You do that by hitting the $sign next to the comment box. Follow the instructions, become a member, and ask the members, they're already in the chat, how valuable that membership is. I don't have time to go into it, but our members are the best you'll find. If they're not, if you find one that just doesn't meet the standard, let me know and we'll talk. Okay? but I will give that to you if you do. So, yeah, we're half hour in, so I'm going to go about another 20 minutes, not because I don't want to talk, but because I'm losing my voice. You can tell I'm sick. Okay. All right, let's get back to the comment section. There's another one here from Almighty Finn. Browns will not be good as long as the Ravens in the division with them, and the Bengals, right, and the Steelers. Arguably the most difficult conference. NFC East is pretty difficult. Or sorry, NFC West is pretty difficult. But I would say, yeah, that conference, that division is brutal. If anything, they're being buried because of their demographics. Is where they're at. Mighty Finn says, "Bring the Supersonics back, boy." I wish. I absolutely wish. All right, let's get back here and see what we got. Denver Broncos cornerback. I'm just going to give that. That's chalk. Dick Harmon. Oregon DT. This guy was a stud. Derek Harmon. He is a monster. And we saw it last year, the first year in the Big Ten. He's the reason they went undefeated. He's one of the keys on that defense and lit them up. And I have nothing but good things to say about Derek Harmon. Omarion Hampton, running back, North Carolina. Didn't really watch him. I'm not going to say something stupid, make something up. Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas, a win. Definitely a round one talent. Again, all these picks are pretty chalk, everybody. The one I want to get to is this one. Donovan Jackson, guard, Ohio State. That's a given. This is the one. Jackson Dart. Polarizing for the Giants. First things out of the Giants commentator's mouth is, oh no, he went to the same high school as who? Zach Wilson. Yep, he's from Utah and graduated from Ole Miss. I wanted the Seahawks to get him. I was very overt about it. I think Seattle needed him. They're on a different plan. So that's kind of where we're at with Jackson Dart. If you guys, I want your opinions about Jackson. Was he a reach, or was he somebody that they can integrate into the Giants and actually put that into wins? How we doing, Larry? Good to see you.
Hey, Bomber, how are you?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you coming on. I'm losing my voice.
I know I was popping some popcorn. I saw you were losing your voice, and maybe I can come in and I'll throw in some commentary, give Bomber a little break. Maybe you can drink a little drink, drink some soda there.
I've got my Fiji water, so that's
there you go.
perfect.
Get some water, get a cough drop or something. And hey, Bomber, can we talk about can you pull up my Longhorns and how they did in the draft today?
I think I can. Let me go to the tracker. Hang on one second.
All right.
Give me a second here. I think it lets me sort.
You can go by school, right?
Well, it says teams.
I know the CBS site does.
Does it? Let me look.
Yeah.
Give me your review while I'm looking.
All right. Well, it was the best of times, and it was kind of the worst of times, right? I mean, overall, Bomber, big picture, they had 12 guys drafted from the Texas Longhorns, which is, I think it was the second most. I think Ohio State either had 14 or 15. I don't, somebody can correct me in the chat on that. But, getting 12 players drafted, that's the most that the Longhorns ever had. They had 11 last year.
Right.
So if you can go to the tracker on the CBS.com.
Oh, you want me to go with a specific one? Okay. Let me go to
CBSsports.com. I know their tracker allowed you to go by school. Okay, so it started off really well. The Longhorns had 3 players taken the first round. The end of today, I mean, it's one of the great debates in the Longhorns fandom, like where Quinn Ewers was going to go. And
oh my gosh, haven't even talked about him.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected. Right, I think there's a lot of people that expected he was going to fall, but the fall to 231, Bomber, that's pretty rough.
All right, so let's start at the top, and you run through this one at a time. Go ahead.
Yeah. Kelvin Banks is going to be a stud. He's going to be, one of those 15-year offensive players in the NFL. He There's some debate about like some of his physical attributes where he may end up being a long-term guard, but I think he's going to be able to. I think he's going to be one of those players that a team can swing either to tackle or guard debate based on what the rest of their offensive line is. So that was, and I think he was picked 9, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
And
so we can go through these, but you got about 30 seconds on each, okay?
All right. Jahdae Barron, the Thorpe Award winner, probably the biggest riser that if he had been gone into the draft last year, I don't think he would probably been like something like the 4th round.
Okay.
Jahdae Barron just had a great year for the Longhorns, and he's a stud. He's a leader. He's going to do great things.
Okay.
For the Broncos. Matthew Golden, I think it was a party. I don't think the Packers have drafted a wide receiver in I don't know how long, Bomber. It's been forever. and in Green Bay, the fans went crazy when Matthew Golden was drafted. He was the portal addition for the Longhorns this year. Did more than they expected as Bond got hurt. Matthew Golden had to step in, and I think that shot his stock, draft stock up. Alfred Collins. So now we're in the second round. So 3 players in the first round. That's awesome for the Longhorns. And it kind of speaks to the talent that they've had. Alfred Collins has been somewhat of an enigma for most of his career. He stepped up and had a really good this last season. I think the NFL, the scouts and such see the same talent that ultimately. He was a 4-star, borderline 5-star player when he came to Texas. Most of his career, he's kind of not really delivered that, but this year he did. Great addition and a good for the team there. Andrew Makuba transferred in, had a great year, and leveraged that into getting a good pick here in the second round.
Yep.
I think Tennessee's going to be happy with that. No, that's the Eagles.
The Eagles, yeah.
Vernon Broughton, another one of the the defensive line development over the last couple of years has been pretty incredible for Texas. There's another guy that's I'm sorry, Bomber has stepped up as his career's gone, had a great senior year, and leveraged that into being the 3rd round pick to the Saints. And then we had Gunnar Helm. Gunnar Helm was injured during most of the pre-draft workout process and really wasn't available to do the drills. But Gunnar Helm has been a great. I didn't expect what we got. The Texas got out ofGunnar Helm.
Is he a run? Is he a
he's
run?
a tight end.
No, I mean, does he block or does he catch?
He does both, but he's really more of a pass guy.
All right.
But he's capable of both. I think that the NFL scouts looked at somebody that can develop both ways. Baron Sorrell, another one of the ultra talented guys that was just still. I think there's still a lot more development potential that he's got coming. Jaden Blue was hurt, Bomber. He probably
I do about that. Yep.
He would have been a really good. He would have had a really great season, and he got hurt, and he probably would have been a second, maybe even snuck into the first round if he had been able to have a full year. Going as early as he did in the 5th round is still pretty good.
Let me ask you this. I was stunned, absolutely blown away how many running backs went in this draft. What have we heard for the last 10 years? We heard from the last 10 years, never draft a running back in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round. Never do all these things. And this might be one of the highest percentage running back drafts ever.
Yeah, and Palmer, what about the quarterbacks? It was like the quarterbacks got. It was like what normally the quarterbacks get.
It was the reverse. It was the exact reverse. That's right.
Because Shedeur wasn't the only quarterback that. Shedeur and Ewers weren't the only 2 quarterbacks that kind of got like what the hell? The NFL basically told us that they didn't really believe in the quarterback.
Yeah, well, those evaluations are tough. Okay, you got 3 more? Quick.
We got Cam Williams. Cam Williams did a lot of great things, especially this last season. Still a lot of potential there, and so I think he expected that I think when Cam Williams entered the draft, because he could have came back from one more season. I think he thought he was going to go a lot higher.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are regretting going into the draft this year.
So I think Cam Williams would say, "Can we wait a minute? Can we go back to UT for?" And they probably would have made more money at UT than they're going to make in the
Shedeur and Quinn Ewers for absolute positive would have played another year. And I think what we're learning is what we've already learned in basketball. In football, you stick around, you're going to get more money and less risk to stay in college. It used to be get out of college as fast as you can to get the money. Now the money's so good, multiple millions of dollars to play college football. It's insane.
Well, I think what it comes down to, Bombers, is people need to really listen, and they need to make sure they're really clear about what their draft grades are and what those draft grades are saying about them and about their potential. Because, man, I mean, I think the Shedeur Sanders story is going to be a cautionary tale for how players approach the NFL teams.
There's no doubt about it. That is absolutely true. All right, last two, Hayden Conner, and then we'll talk.
Hayden Conner was, I mean, you look at this draft, you see all the offensive linemen that are getting drafted from Texas. This is one of the issues Texas is going to have in the coming season. Replacing this massive recruiting class that came in a few years ago. But Hayden Conner was kind of like the fourth or fifth guy in that line. And some people are surprised that he if you told me 2 weeks ago Hayden Conner was going to go before Quinn Ewers, I would have told you that I would have said let's bet, because
for sure.
there's some that didn't expect Hayden Conner to get drafted, and so him getting in had a good day. And then today was really rough. Quinn Ewers, falling to the 7th round. Let me just say this, Bomber. I think Quinn Ewers has gotten a lot of unfair criticism. The dude played hurt most of the season.
Yeah, that's not how it works. There's no excuses, Larry.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
There's no excuses.
Most guys would have just said, "Forget it. Let Manning run it." But he played really hurt most of the year, and I think when Miami, they got Tua there. He's going to be a backup. Is Quinn Ewers going to be kind of go down the path of some previous Texas quarterbacks as being a career backup in the NFL?
Yeah, I think I do think he's. Look, he was a good quarterback, but he was not all world, right? And
when he was healthy, he was a lot better.
Yeah, he was better, but he wasn't great. He was never great. I don't think he was.
If he had come out after last year, he would have been probably a 2nd or 3rd round pick at worst, which is just wild. Right. Because you look at his PFF grades last year, they were really, really in the 80s.
Okay.
And so his early games this season, I mean, against Michigan, he was really, really, really good. And he got hurt, and I think he played almost all the season. He played hurt, and but Bomber, that's part of the reason I think his draft stock fell, because dude played hurt, and he's always getting hurt. Every year he's gotten hurt. So, I'm a Quinn apologist. I admit it, but the realities are he got hurt a lot, and and that's, if I'm an NFL executive, I'm like, this guy is prone to get hurt. So there's the view from the Texas Longhorns, Bomber.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate the fact that you came on and gave me a little bit of a break. I want to get to this comment, and I have a couple questions for you. Timothy Green, valuable member of the College Football Mafia family, says, please hit that like button, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you all very much. And we do football, basketball, and cheering all of college football here on the College Football Mafia Network. Okay, so let me take this comment off here. Let's talk about next steps for the draft next year. There's 10 quarterbacks that are supposed to be tip top that they say next year's the draft for quarterbacks. If you look at that list, there's really not one athletic quarterback in the list. They're all 6'4", good arms, very smart, but not really super athletic. So are we turning over here? Are we reverting? Is everybody looking at the statuesque quarterbacks? Or in my opinion, where they need to be going is the Jalen Milroe route. Get somebody that's super athletic and teach them how to play drop back quarterback.
Yeah. So Bomber, I think what's going to happen, I mean, you've got two different styles of quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm not an NFL expert, Bomber, so don't.
I'm not. No. This is an opinion.
But they've got the running quarterbacks and dual threat quarterbacks, and then they've got the more traditional pro style quarterbacks. But I think it'll depend what happens with like a Milroe and some of those guys are like Milroe, because I heard you say like, hey, you really thought Milroe should have gone higher, or you're real positive on him. I'm not so sure, and I think he's got some accuracy things.
Yeah, no, I don't think I said that. I don't think he should have gone higher. What I was saying is his athleticism, right, puts him in a category not many of the other teams can make. That's what I meant.
Okay, and so it's interesting. I mean, it's an interesting thing to watch, like, because like it's Cam Ward. Where would you put Cam Ward on that continuum?
Oh, I think Cam Ward is going to be super fantastic.
But is he more traditional to you, or is he?
No. He's going to be a Brett Favre. He's going to be closer to what they've been building in Kansas City for years. He's because his arm angles is what's crazy, right? If you watch some of his film, I watched probably 8 of his games last year. His arm angles are just nuts. There's not many that can do that on the run. Now, he has some issues with reading defenses, and he doesn't throw the ball out of bounds. Sometimes he's too quick to run or pull the trigger. But in my opinion, all that can be taught, right? So
do you think the league is heading in that direction, Bomber?
In my opinion, I think they are. I think mobile quarterbacks are going to continue to take over the league, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah, I want to welcome Jackson Johnson.
Hey, what up, Nathan? How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Good to see you, man. A contributor here at the College Football Mafia Nation, and we appreciate you joining, Jackson. Larry and I have been talking about Texas, talked about the draft in general. Do you have any comments that you want to talk about tonight?
I'm shocked that Milroe, to tell you the truth, got drafted before Shedeur Sanders, honestly. And I'm glad your team got Milroe, because it shows me they're ready for the future.
Right.
But in all seriousness, though, I'll be discussing more on that on Monday. But anyhow, Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel at the Browns. That's going to be an ugly quarterback discussion right there. Because like I was on like a Twitter space last night, and there's like a guy that's a Browns fan. He was like, "Oh, I've got nothing nice to say. What I say is going to get me banned, and I want everybody from Cleveland fired."
They've got like 5 Bomber. They've got like 5 quarterbacks right now.
Yeah, they have 5 quarterbacks.
Flacco, they've got Deshaun Watson. Yeah, and the fact that the owner was saying, we regret, like saying this in real time, that we regret getting Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
That's bad right there. And the one time they went to the playoffs since Deshaun Watson became the Browns quarterback, Deshaun Watson was hurt and Joe Flacco was playing at that time.
Right.
That's a bad look right there. And unfortunately, I think the fall guy will be Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I think.
Not the guy who decided to shell out and mortgage the future for Watson. No. Stefanski's the fall guy, unfortunately.
Were you guys watching which draft feed were you guys watching today? If you watched it all today.
I actually watched more from the websites, Bomber.
Did you? I watched from NFL.com.
Okay.
The NFL Network, something like that. Jackson, where did you watch it today?
Last night I watched it from NFL Network. I watched from ESPN Today.
Okay.
And I scrolled through Twitter and Instagram and everything as a whole.
Did you see the video clip that has been taken out? And I don't know who did it, and I can't share it because I don't want to get dinged by YouTube.
Oh,
but it was basically the picture of the Cleveland Browns war room, where they show people clapping, calling.
Oh, wow.
It was like that. It was like this.
Oh, like golf claps.
It was so telling. And somebody on the voiceover said, let me get this out. Something in the voiceover, the guy said, that looks like an owner's pick to me, which means the owner, somebody high, made a phone call and said, take him right now. Took their board and threw it away and said, you have to come on. Shedeur Sanders right now in their next pick. Okay, you were going to say something, Larry.
Well, it was interesting because they got Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, right? And
that's what the Browns fan was throwing a fit about last night.
And there was a lot of heat about that, right, Jackson? The Browns fans and most of the draft analysts were like, what are they doing?
I think they want Deshaun Watson out so bad they'll just take anybody.
But Jackson, how can they do that? Because they got the cap hit.
They're not very logical. The Browns are not very logical. I mean, just look at who their owner is.
They're just not good. I think
he's complete trash. Like
their defense is excellent, right? Mm-hmm. We know that. Cleveland's defense is going to be fantastic. They're going to stay in a lot of games with their defense. What is the quarterback room going to be like?
It's not cap wise to have 5 quarterbacks. I mean,
no.
What are you doing?
How about the Jimmy Haslam? He's on.
I don't know how they're going to. I don't know how they get rid of Deshaun Watson's huge salary.
I think they drop him, take it as a hit, and just move on. That's what I think is going to happen.
I mean, because there's a lot of bad owners in the NFL. Jimmy Haslam is one of them, and he showed it this week. It's because when the Browns were hyped up 2019, everybody forgot about how bad Haslam is.
Right.
Everybody was forgetting about how bad he is 2021. Everybody's like, oh my God, Baker Mayfield and the Browns, guys, our first playoff win since the 90s. Oh my God. But what happens? 2021, Baker Mayfield's hurt and playing hurt, stepping up for his team. Yeah, he's not a real mature adult. So
he's playing well now, and that's all that matters 4 years later, right? But, I mean, Cleveland doesn't know what they're doing. Michael Smith, good to see you here, Michael. Appreciate you joining the show. You're watching on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Anybody watching on YouTube right now, we're at an hour, and since I got people to help me, I'm going to go a little while longer. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment or question. We do tend to try to answer those, and we appreciate you being here tonight to the College Football Mafia Network. Michael Smith, Brown should have snagged McCord and Ayamanor. Now, I know McCord was a QB, right? Mm-hmm. Out of Syracuse. I don't know Ayamanor. Do you guys know that?
He's from Stanford. He's a Friday night hero.
Oh, is he?
He showed it against Colorado in 2023.
Okay.
And he showed his heroics against Syracuse in 2024.
What round was that in?
He was a
fourth
rounder, I think. Yeah, and the Titans selected him.
Let me
Titans got him. He's going to be a draft steal. They're going to be very happy with him.
Bomb3r, what's interesting about the draft is it's one of those times. There's a couple lessons you can learn from the draft, and this is something that when people that join me on Twitter Spaces, when we're, Bomb3r, you probably know I'm a huge Astros fan, and
yes,
we talk a lot about the Astros, and of course I'm a huge Longhorn fan, and I talk a lot about the Longhorns. But there's a golden rule I am always talking about with the people that would engage with me in Twitter Spaces or on YouTube. It's like, don't pay attention to what they say, pay attention to what they do. And the draft is the ultimate day for that.
Yes.
Because there's all this talk that happens from through the whole season, but postseason, all the draft talk, all the analysts, and then you got these NFL teams that are going to do what they're going to do, and it doesn't matter what all that talk is. It matters what they actually do.
Right.
And that's when the teams are telling you what they really value, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned from that. And I think we get a lot of times we get wrapped up and all the talk, and we say, but none of it means anything until actually there's some real action, right? And I think that applies in college football too. And I think the other thing that we see in this draft time, Bomber, and I think it becomes more and more is Jackson's talking about. Cleveland's, notorious for not being a very good, not a well-run team, right?
No, that's ownership. It's just like the Jets,
right? And the same thing applies in college football, right? That general manager role that we're seeing these college programs all assess, that becomes very, very important as we move into this roster management. How many teams are going to do the revenue share,
right?
How they're going to work with their
you have to be a professional team.
The NFL.
They have to really manage like it a professional team,
right? And that the roster limits that you were talking about earlier today, all that's going to become way more important. It's going to be really, I mean, we see it in recruiting. Like, pay attention to what the college programs are doing. Who are they actually bringing in versus who, the recruiting services say they should bring in, right? Who are they really pursuing, right? But there's a lot of lessons when you can look at the NFL draft and say, what were these players? What did these NFL teams really think about these players? And I know that there's a whole lot of words being spread and a whole lot of like, how dare the NFL not go get Shedeur Sanders? But guys,
it's not a collective. It doesn't matter.
The NFL is they're putting a locker room together and a team together.
Right.
If they think there's even an inkling, I mean, go read some of the analysis of some of the interviews that happened.
All right, Larry, I'm going to let you go.
All right.
Thank you for coming on and buying me 20 minutes. You're fine.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
It's nice meeting you, Larry.
Thanks so
are you
much.
on Twitter and Instagram?
Yeah, just look for Larry the GM on Twitter. There's actually 2 accounts. You go to Larry the GM Man on Twitter, and then that you'll get the account that I normally have. So, and I do have a Patreon site, and you can find me there.
Oh, nice.
Well.
You got to follow for me, good buddy.
Larry and I are going to be doing a show in the near future, and we're going to be breaking down kind of values of where we are in college football. It'll be very, very interesting. So we'll look forward to that. Larry, thank you so much for joining me.
All right, Bomber.
Buying me 20 minutes. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Okay. All right, Jackson, thanks for joining. First of all, it's great to see you.
Great to see you too, Nathan. Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I didn't give you a second to introduce yourself and kind of what were your outstanding thoughts? What's the one takeaway you got from this draft?
Make sure that you act professional in interviews. That is the one takeaway. Do not think that you're Mr. Hot Stuff, because I think that's what Shedeur Sanders did to himself, because he thought, oh, well, I'm going to be okay. I'm always going to be okay. Because that's what I was hearing from these interviews, that he was doing that, and that's not going to last for him.
Yeah.
It's like, I hope everything works out for him. I hope he learns from his mistakes. I really do. I want to see him win in life. And I got a feeling he'll probably learn from it, but we'll wait and see what happens. But time will tell. We will wait and see.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Now, there was I'm trying to find the post. That's Jalen Milroe's post. There was a post that somebody did a review, and I know it's third or fourth hand, but some of the answers he gave and some of the ways he treated his interviews is what everybody's pointing to. And I can't find it. I apologize. But the bottom line is he went in and this is the worst thing I think he did, is he actually went in with headphones, playing music, put them around his neck. During an interview, the interview of your life, the NFL, you will never have another job interview in your life.
That is bad.
Isn't that probably the worst thing? That has nothing to do with anything you say. No.
It's like when you get an interview, you treat it like this is your one opportunity to get things right.
That is exactly what it is.
Because like I treat it with everything I do with my life.
Yeah, everybody does. That's the thing. Everybody treats their actions like that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's the last thing. I can't find the tweet, so I can't read the post verbatim.
Who is the person that tweeted it?
I can't remember. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, if somebody wanted to find it, they can find it. I'm just saying there are a lot of issues that went into that he doesn't seem to have figured out, which is shocking considering his father is Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the worst indictment. His father is Deion Sanders. It's absolutely insane. All right, let's get to some more comments here, Timothy. Timothy Green, valuable member on the Outpost at West Virginia, representing the college football mafia nation. Bomber, that just shows me how immature he is to me. I think he's really cocky. What do you think about that?
He's not wrong. He's right. I will say I saw a little something on Scott Van Pelt before I went to bed last night. There was something about the Saints. When they drafted Tyler Shaw, it's the first time in 54 years that they drafted a QB in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
That last quarterback's name, Archie Manning, the Ole Miss hero from 1968 to 70. But we smacked we won by a point against them on October 4th of 1969 on ABC.
That's what kills me about you. You're like a savant. I know you do stuff with Mark, Voice of College Football, but I got to get you doing stuff for me too, man. Yeah, your memory and recall. I know you're young and people look at you and probably take you for granted a little bit. I'm telling everybody watching right now and whoever's going to watch it on tape, this kid knows college football. He's a historian, and he knows stuff that I saw but have forgotten. He didn't see it live and he remembers. So I would just tell everybody to follow him on Twitter and get involved with Voice of College Football, Mark Rogers. They're great. Rob Ellen says Cade has wheels and can move. You should know he's the Clemson Tiger. He's talking about Cade Ward, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Do you think he was number 1 pick ready?
Oof.
Do you?
Cam Ward, I'm kind of waiting.
I said Cade. Cade. I'm talking about Cam. I apologize.
Yeah, it's like I do like that he's good to his dogs. I mean, I like that.
He's talking about Cade Klubnik. I apologize. I was talking about Cade. Keep going. Anyways, I want to hear you.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like I was none too pleased when the Titans selected Cam Ward at first, because like I'm still a little bit sore about the way he walked out on his team at halftime for the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
It's a bowl game. It's an exhibition.
Yeah,
I had no problem with that.
Still, it's like I just don't want him. I'm hoping he's learned from that experience.
So tell me what your takeaway would be from that, because I don't see a negative. You tell me what the negative is.
Well, he's a great player. I mean, he was great at Miami. He was fantastic at Washington State. Incarnate Word.
Right.
I mean, he's gonna have some great weapons with A.O. Manor.
Right.
And I'm hoping he's got the line built around him. Like the sign of progress for me for the Titans in 2025 would be 6 wins and several close losses. That would be like a sign that, hey, we're in progress. We're building for the future and beyond. Because I don't expect to see the Titans win the AFC South.
Not this year. Not this year. They're at least a year away from even being in a playoff position. This year they're probably going to win 8 games. That's what I would guess. They'll go 8.
I hope they win that much. I
think they'll win 8.
I hope
so. That's an easy division too.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the Jaguars have Shad Khan as the owner, they're going to continue being the disaster that they are.
We'll have to see. They got a good draft, I think. Getting Travis Hunter is a win for anybody.
True. That is true, but I feel like they're going to find a way to screw him up.
I certainly hope not. I hope he doesn't get hurt. His snap count is the thing I'm concerned about, playing both sides of the ball. Almighty Finn says, stay blessed, Bomber. I'd catch you later. Nuggets and Clippers are on. Good one. Do you watch NBA? I don't.
I keep up with it every now and again, but like the Nuggets, they made I'm still kind of questioning that firing of Michael Malone because I'm like, what is your plan for 2025 through 26 and beyond? That is my question to the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him. I don't even know who he is. So let's see here. Look at this. Timothy Green says, I've been saying this for a long time. Jackson Johnson is very educated on sports in general.
I do my best, Timothy. I do my best.
You do a great job, and I really appreciate when you contribute on my show. Get to some more comments. BYU football. That'd be Shonsky checking in, a valuable member of the Mafia family. Yours can't stay healthy. He can still ball. Oof. I think he's a backup quarterback. That's where I think.
I feel like he should just return to college for another.
Well, you can't. You can't.
That's true.
They can't. The minute they declare for the NFL draft, they're gone.
Well, before like the due date was up.
There is a time. Yep. I think it's 3 weeks before the draft or something. You can get out.
Oh yeah. I mean, like he should just been like, okay, I'm returning for 2025, but they're phasing me out for Arch Manning.
Right.
Like I gotta go somewhere where I can win.
I hear you. I'm gonna give this is the last. I'm doing maybe 5 minutes. My voice is gone. Jackson and Larry have carried me this far. Jackson, you're welcome to stick around, but I'm gonna buzz through some comments here. I appreciate everybody being here. I'm gonna take this off so everybody can see. Make sure you follow me and follow Jackson on Twitter. Subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the show. Help us out. And then become a member of the College Football Mafia family. All kinds of member benefits. We defer to member comments. And if you're on Twitter, follow. I'm going to change my banner. Go back up to my primary banner. If you're watching right now on Twitter, check us out. Bounce over to, is that the right one? This one. No, this one. If you're watching this on Twitter, make sure you follow us and subscribe on YouTube. That really helps us out. Okay. You can tell I'm getting tired. Okay, so I was going to do this next one. Let me get to the bottom. Here we go. Rob Ellen says, NBA is unwatchable. I watched college softball this afternoon over the NBA.
Oh man, I was calling the fine ball show yesterday, and he was like asking me, "What's something you don't know?" It's like softball and soccer. I know nothing about that, honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bring it up.
So I have no clue about that stuff.
Rob Ellen says, "Thanks for the show, Nate." He's talking to me. Y'all have a great weekend. You too, Jackson. Have a great weekend. He also says yours was offered $4 million to stay at Texas.
Ooh.
He says go back to LSU.
I'd have gone back.
I think it's Texas, or maybe it was a free agent offer. Basically, him leaving Texas, going somewhere else. All I know, this number I heard was $4 million. I'm not sure the destination. Because Arch Manning is going to be the quarterback at Texas.
Yeah, I mean it's the Arch Manning era over in Austin.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. A couple more here. I've got time for a couple more. If you want your super chat to get in, make it now. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this thing up in just a second. Buffs suck. Dedicated to hitting at Colorado. Sorry. Ding Dong making CU retired the baby boys jersey for the 4th place finish in the Alabama Bowl loss is why the NFL passed on him for 4.5 rounds. It's hard to argue that. Very hard to argue. And I'll go to one more comment here from John Boxleitner, who isn't a member. You got to become a member, John. Join the College Football Mafia family. I'd love to have you. As bad as a weekend as Sanders had, there isn't anyone on the Browns roster he can't beat out if he is half as good as Mel Kiper thinks he is. Just Google that.
Oh, I never get takes from Mel Kiper. Like the stuff he would say, like if Jimmy Carlson doesn't work out in the NFL, I'm gonna quit this business.
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. I think he needs to retire.
Still at ESPN.
He needs to retire. They're gonna. He absolutely lost it. Anyway, as Mel Kiper thinks he is, the other QBs are either washed, bad, or unproven. Absolutely, he will have a chance. And I speak from personal knowledge. Russell Wilson went in, and he was going to be a watch player. He was going to sit behind and be a backup his whole rookie season. I can't even remember the free agent that Seattle picked up to be the starter that year. Russell beat him out. 2 years later, they win the Super Bowl. Seahawks win the Super Bowl with a guy they get in the third round. They showed up with the right attitude, first guy in the office every day, and was a team guy. If Shedeur does those three things, he can be a starter and a winner in this league.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to give you a chance. Last word.
All righty. Well, I'll tell you this, though, and stat I'm sure everybody will love hearing. It's been 32 years since the Seahawks have drafted a first-round quarterback.
Have they ever drafted a first-round quarterback?
1993, yes, Rhett Meyer.
He was a first round, but he wasn't a first pick.
Yep, first round, yeah.
Yeah, first round, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
they've never had the number one pick.
Yep.
So.
No problem.
Thanks for throwing that in my face. I appreciate it. Seattle, if there's anything about Seattle, they're consistent, right? They're not terrible, but unless they get in these unique years, they haven't been great. So they're 8-9, 9-8, 10-7, 11-6. You know, the LOB years.
Well, at least they're not
years are the best in the ages. All right. One last comment. College Football Express. Find them on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Watch those guys. They're fantastic. Both Flo and Rock and Rant do a great job. Great to have you here, Rock, or Flo. I'm not sure who it is. Mel Kiper talked about how Sanders proved he could throw the long ball at the combine, which he didn't even throw in. It's true, he didn't. He did nothing in the combine except for blow up his offers for potential draft picks by doing terrible interviews. All right, that's where I'm going to close it out. So I'm going to say this for Jackson Johnson joining the show. Appreciate it. College Football Mafia Network. That's where you found us. If you're watching, subscribe. If you're over on Twitter, jump over to YouTube. Give me your subscribe. We do good work. And check us out in the future. Got Mowing After Dark tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We do shows all the time. Appreciate it. So for Jackson Johnson, I am Bomber. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend. Stay out of trouble. And I'm going to say peace out.